Good morning and welcome to your next math lesson. Go ahead and open up your math notebook to the next available page. And at the top of that page, write the title of today's lesson with me, which is Estimate Products of Whole Numbers and Decimals. Okay, so when we're estimating, we already know we're not finding exact answers. We are finding answers that are around the exact answer. So anytime you see the word estimate, you know you need to round. Products, a product we know is the answer to a multiplication problem. And so today we'll be multiplying whole numbers by decimals, but we're not going to find exact answers. We're going to find estimates. So we're going to need to round. Let's do 4 times $4.62. Notice that this is a money problem because anytime you're dealing with money, you're dealing with decimals. So $4.62, that's the same thing as 4 and 62 hundredths of a dollar. Now, we are not finding the exact answer to this, so we're not going to multiply 4 times 4 and 62 hundredths, or $4.62. Instead, we're going to find an estimate, which means we need to round. In this lesson, we're only rounding the decimal number. We're rounding it to the nearest whole number, which means we're rounding it to the ones place and then multiplying it by the whole number. So if we're rounding to the ones place, that means the 4 is going to ask the 6 for a raise, and the 6 is above 5, so the 6 says yes, which means the 4 becomes a 5. So 4 and 62 hundredths, or $4.62, rounded to the nearest ones place, to the nearest whole number, or in money terms, rounded to the nearest dollar, is $5. So now it's 4 times 5, and if you know your times tables, you know 4 times 5 equals 20. So $4.62 times 4 is about 20. Not exactly 20, but it's about 20. Let's do another one. Let's do another money one. Let's do 3 times $23.07. So we're rounding the decimal number to the nearest ones place. So in terms of money, that's rounded to the nearest dollar. And so the 3, which is in the ones place, is going to ask the 0 for a raise. Can the 0 say yes? No, because remember, anything lower than 5 always says no. So the 0 says no. The 3 stays the same. Everything to the left stays the same as well. $23.07 rounds to just $23 times 3. And so 3 times 20 would be 60, and 3 times 3 would be 9. So it's 69. And if you don't want to do it that way, you can stack it up. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 2 is 6, 69. So that's $69. Okay. Let's do another example. Let's say let's do a non-money one this time, just 14 and 5/10 times 3. We're rounding to the nearest ones place, or another way of saying that is to the nearest whole number in every single one of these. In every single one of these, you have a decimal. It could be money, or it could just be just a regular decimal number. And you are multiplying it by a whole number. And before multiplying, you round the decimal number to the nearest whole number, or to the nearest ones place. So in this one, the 4 asks the 5 for a raise. The 5 says yes, because every time you ask 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, it always says yes. So the 4 becomes a 5. So 14 and 5/10 rounds up to 15 times 3. Okay? So 10 times 3 is 30, plus 5 times 3 is 15. 30 plus 15 is 45. Or if you want to stack it, 15 times 3, 3 times 5 is 15. Carry the 1, 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. 45. 45. Let's do another one. Let's do 9 times 19 and 7/10. So again, the first step is we round the decimal number to the ones place or to the nearest whole number. The 9 asks the 7 for a raise. What does the 7 say? He says yes. So the 9 becomes a 10, which also rounds up the tens place to a 2. So 19 and 7/10 rounds up to 20. So now we have 9 times 20, and we know 9 times 2 is 18, and we can just add the 0. It's 180. Let's do another example. Let's do 11 times 26 and 2/10. So again, in every single one of these, you're following the same steps. The first step is round the decimal number to the nearest whole number or to the ones place. The 6 asks the 2 for a raise. The 2 says nope. So 26 and 2/10 rounds to 26. That's the first step. Second step is multiply the whole number times your new whole number, because you've rounded your decimal number into a whole number. So you just multiply the two whole numbers together. This is a good opportunity to review multiplying a 2-digit number by a 2-digit number. We start by multiplying our ones place on bottom by our ones place on top. 1 times 6 is 6. And we multiply our ones place on bottom by our tens place on top. 1 times 2 is 2. Let's get my ugly mug out of here. Now we put our placeholder tens place on bottom by ones place on top. 1 times 6 is 6. And then tens place on bottom by tens place on top. 1 times 2 is 2. Now we add. 6 plus 0 is 6. 2 plus 6 is 8. 2 plus nothing is 2. It's 286. So 11 times 26 and 2/10 is about 286. We'll do one more example together before I assign your independent work. Let's do 18.8 times 13. You can't even see it. There we go. 18 and 8/10. Did I say 18.8? No, we don't say point for the decimal point. We say and. 18 and 8/10 times 13. So we round the decimal number to the nearest ones place. So the 8 asks the 8 for a raise, and the 8 says yes. So 18 becomes 19 times 13. Set it up like this. 3 times 9 equals 27. Carry the 2, 27. Then 3 times 1 equals 3, plus 2 is 5. Add our placeholder, cross off what we carried, move on to the next number. 1 times 9 is 9. 1 times 1 is 1. Now we add our partial products. 7 plus 0 is 7. 5 plus 9 is 14. Carry the 1. And then 1 plus 1 is 2. So 18 and 8/10 times 13 is about 247. Now for your independent work. Okay, let's see here. One second. Just give me 1 second here. And this one. Okay. Let's assign your independent work now. These are the 2 problems I'd like you to do for your independent work. Let's do money problems. $15.50 times 6. Find the estimate. And then also do $16.85 times 9. Find the estimate. Go ahead and do your best on those. And once you're done, click on the video attached below this one to see if you did them correctly. And I will catch you next time.